get a lot of comments and questions from followers and actual patients regarding apple cider vinegar. You see a couple of different versions here, and of course the cheapest and easiest available is at your local grocery store. So what about apple cider vinegar? What's actually going on with that? What's some possible benefits? What's some downfalls with it? It actually comes originally from apple juice. Apples are crushed up and juiced. Then they're fermented to alcohol by adding yeast. After the fermentation process takes place, bacteria then convert that product over to acetic acid. And acetic acid is where you're actually getting the benefits from it. But one thing about acetic acid you need to remember, if you're a patient that is prone to having kidney stones, apple cider vinegar is probably not a good product for you to be on because of that acetic acid. It can actually create more kidney stones and more issues. However, some of the benefits that you can see, it's a natural antibiotic and has natural antibiotic properties from that acetic acid. A study in Scientific Reports from January 29, 2018, so we're going back a ways, actually showed activity against Staph aureus, E. coli, and Candida albicans. What happens is the apple cider vinegar, well, the products of the apple cider vinegar actually increase the monocyte activity as well as alter the microbial protein pathophysiology, so the cell walls themselves within the bacteria are not able to stand up like they should. And so that's where the antibacterial activity comes from. Now, some of the other things that you can see as far as benefits, a lot of people say, well, it helps out my cholesterol or it helps out my blood glucose. You can see some of that. And a study from BMC's Complementary Medicine, and that was dated in June of 2021, showed that apple cider vinegar taken twice a day with lunch and supper at a tablespoon, which is 15 mils, showed a decrease in total serum cholesterol and fasting blood sugars. The ironic thing about that was the LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, it had no effect on it. So it really was looking at your total serum cholesterol with triglycerides mainly is what it lowered. Now it did have a slight increase in the good cholesterol, which is HDL. It also in the same study lowered A1C slightly. So that was something that was good as well. So you could see benefits with cholesterol and diabetes as well. But remember, if you are taking the apple cider vinegar, you do need to watch, because if your blood sugar is lowered, you're going to have to make adjustments with your medication. Talk to your provider regarding that. Now, another byproduct of the apple cider vinegar, and this is something true that is proven, is polyphenols. Polyphenols are a natural antioxidant. So they will help to boost your immune system, and they fight free radicals and help prevent cell damage. So that is a good thing that you can get from apple cider vinegar as well. The other thing that you can see is it helps your gut. It improves your gut health and your natural microbiome within the gut. And that is because through the fermentation process, natural probiotics are created in the apple cider vinegar. So that will help with your digestion. It will help to increase your diversity in your gut, which will help you out. It might help with weight loss, okay? In April of 2018 in the Journal of Functional Food, there was a small study where patients drank 15 mils or a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar with lunch and dinner, combined with a net decrease of 250 calories less than their normal dietary intake per patient. What that study found is that the patients on apple cider vinegar lost 8.8 pounds after 12 weeks, compared to patients that did not take apple cider vinegar, those patients lost 5 pounds. So really a lot had to do with the less caloric intake, but something else that you need to remember that apple cider vinegar does, it does slow down the digestive process. Another video I did on gastroparesis. So in slowing that down, you're feeling full more than you would if you were not on the apple cider vinegar. So it may have had more to do with the process than to do with the apple cider vinegar itself. So don't give up your gym membership. Obviously there's only a difference there of 3.8 pounds, and that could be due to something else as well. Now, there was a study in Nutrients, November of 21, where they looked at apple cider vinegar in relation to mental health. And they had college-age students come in, and with them, they took 2 tablespoons twice a day for 1 month. And they did depression scores prior to taking the apple cider vinegar, and then a month later they looked again and did the same depression scores. And they did find that in those college-age student adults that they did decrease the depression scores over that period of a month. So it was a small study, it was a short study. There may be some mental health benefits. There's a lot of smaller studies out there showing that it can decrease stress levels and it can improve your mood, but take that with a grain of salt for now. Now, as far as is it okay to take apple cider vinegar? One thing that you need to remember, obviously the cheapest and easiest is to get it at the grocery store. However, it can cause an upset stomach, it can cause esophagitis, and it will erode your tooth enamel. So when you take it, you need to make sure you dilute it in either juice or water, and not just a little bit of water, but mix it in with a full glass of water to help dilute it. And then after you drink it, swish around, gargle your mouth with more water, and follow that down, because again, it will erode the enamel on your teeth and it will cause esophagitis or inflammation in the esophagus, and that's something that you do not want. Take it with a little bit of food, it'll help out with your stomach upset as well. The other thing to remember, I do carry these products. This one is actually a tablet, so no issue here. This one is a gummy. If you're a diabetic, you've got to watch, because I've seen it all over the internet. They have powder, they have gummies, they have tablets, they have capsules. It does you no good to be a diabetic and take it to help decrease your blood sugars if the gummy that you're taking it in is loaded with sugar. So keep that in mind as well.